gorgeous. I just woke up. That's why my hair looks crazy. I have my coffee here. I was buying a new car. Yesterday, I was looking to buy a new car anyway. I went to downtown Los Angeles on that giant row where they have all these car dealerships. There are a handful in Los Angeles. I am dealt with in a very unprofessional manner, first and foremost, which is typical. I expect it in the United States, especially California, especially Los Angeles. There are different cultures that don't observe these manners to be the priority. I walk in, I'm not greeted. Someone asks, did someone help you already? Where are you going? These are the questions that they ask. Not good morning, good afternoon, how is everything? Thanks for coming. None of that. It was disarray. Second, everyone is wearing the suit without the coat and they're walking around. Improper sign number 2. So incorrect. When you get up, you put on your coat. When you sit down, you can remove it. If you want to be extra formal, you put on your coat. You keep it on when you sit down, but you unbutton it. Lack of gentleman. When I say gentleman, a lot of people get confused and they say it's a person with good manners and they're soft all the time, they're gentle all the time. No, gentlemen know how to be strong. They give you the proper information. They're honest. They stand up for themselves. They have respect for others. Will stand up for others. That's a gentleman. So if they need to, they will fight. They'll tell you all the information and they won't nickel and dime you, try to trick you. You're true. You're a good heart. You're an upstanding person. That's essentially what a gentleman is. Gentle lady or lady, same thing. They handed me off to someone else. He didn't speak much English. He spoke the level of English that my sweetheart does. And even he noticed this. The thing is, he had a harder first impression than I did because he knows I have crazy high standards. And so does he. I couldn't even get into the specs of the car, which was crazy because I came there and I wanted to know about mileage. I wanted to know about maintenance. I wanted to know after each month, how many miles commute will I need this and this, oil change, tune up? What am I worrying about? The worries about this car in the long run. What have you seen? Let me know. I know obviously they're not going to tell you everything, but a good salesman will not have to hide that from you because they're confident whether you're gonna buy or not. They know it's a matter of people. You can persuade nonetheless. The guy is having a hard time speaking English. Thank goodness I speak Spanish. I understand 99.99% Spanish. Mi apellido es Garcia. I spoke to him in Castilian. That's just my default to establish that I actually read and educated in a little bit of Spanish. I'm not just off the street speaking Spanish. I understood everything he said. I went on the website before various times. Every time I would go on, I would look at the pre-owned. And my boyfriend asked 5 times. I didn't even notice this. He asked 5 times. I knew he asked a couple times, but he asked 5 to 6 times, he said. He asked, can we look at pre-owned cars? Can we look at pre-owned cars? Can we look at the used cars? And the guy kept showing me new cars and they're about the same price. I looked online and same price with essentially 155,000 miles on it. I don't know why it's the same price anyway. So the guy wasn't even showing our screen and I wanted to scoot so my boyfriend could see or turn the screen, but I wasn't really that interested in the cars he was showing me. He was going 100 miles per hour about the things I did not care about, saying it has air conditioning and it has Apple CarPlay and XYZ. It's like the time when I went to the Apple store and I said, hi, what are the new phones that are out? I'm really interested in getting a new phone. I was literally there to buy, say thank you so much, walk out with a phone that day. The woman said to me, the first thing that came out of her mouth was, oh, it comes in pink now. And I was like, tell me about how many terabytes, how much storage space, the battery life, the overheating problem, all of these real problems that people face day to day. Does it come with MagSafe? What type of voltage chargers do you have? Or if I travel? All of these questions that are pretty basic for a city person, a person who lives in the city and plans on going to other cities. I get so annoyed with this guy. I hear my sweetheart ask again, what about the used cars? He said, we don't want to do used cars here because it's better if we do this lease agreement. He said, everybody here that you see who's working gets a lease. And I asked, what do you do all day? Do you just drive home to work, home to work, home to work? You commute? I want to drive 4 hours out of the city, going somewhere to have an adventure. You live in LA, you're gonna bump into 1,000 people who love adventure. I'm not saying this to be mean, I'm not saying this to put him down, but I thought at least give me information about car. You work at a car dealership, tell me about the mileage, tell me about the maintenance, the lifespan of a normal car, when I'm gonna trade it in, when I'm gonna need to trade it in so we can make another deal. Keep me as a customer. Ask the important questions that are, one, gonna make you money, 2, gonna build a relationship so I could keep recommending you. 3, tell me the facts about the car so that I know that what I'm driving, I can trust it. You haven't established any credibility thus far. I was really annoyed. Anyway, I ended up not buying the car and just not feeling safe about the situation, and they weren't really prompt about even letting us know. Like, they took our car to valet and then they came out and we were waiting. I felt like probably 10 minutes for our car just standing there. And their car was there waiting, apparently. Nobody told us. They didn't give us the key back. They didn't give us our ticket or say, hi, your car is here. Literally, that's it. I felt really neglected. I'm not trying to make a big thing of this. I'm thinking about how casuality has taken over. They just had to be professional, and my sweetheart is the one that pointed out to me. I had alarm bells in my body going off. Why isn't this guy showing me any of the cars, like the models, pointing me to the floor and say, here's something that you're looking at? And he would say the name of the car, the model, but he wouldn't really show it to me. He would show me a little bit, pictures of the outside and the inside. And I said, wait, slow down. You haven't even asked me what I want in a car yet. You haven't asked me anything. Literally, you're just like talking out of your butt. Well, not literally, but you're just talking at me. My boyfriend is really good with cars. He's been to many car dealerships. He's always had a nice car, and he knows the mechanics. He can hear what needs to be fixed, what's actually a problem versus where they're trying to gouge you. It's good to have a man there, I think, also to know I'm not just a girl who says yes to the sticker price. The fact that my sweetheart, who's not from here, got the impression that they were not necessarily the best service. He didn't ask me a single question about what I'm looking for in a car. It was like a bad date. I'd say the red flags, you're just gonna not come back for a second date. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if this has happened to you. I thought this was a really interesting. It really put me off. I asked a bunch of friends and family about car services that are secondhand, all these used cars. I really don't care about a new car. As long as it's in good condition, mileage, I'm gonna make sure I get a PPI, all the inspections. I felt they thought it was stupid, or the guy might be new, because even my sweetheart pointed out in LA they don't do that. They don't hire just anyone off the street. He must be related to someone, is what I suggested. Perhaps he is the nephew of the owner, and they said, come to America, work with me, you'll make a lot of money. My workers, they all do well. He didn't have capabilities. Say what I would put into the job, what I would do as a car salesman, 1,000%, I'd probably smash that job. I actually thought about doing it 4 years ago when I was working on Rodeo. I was thinking about working at a car dealership because I wanted to make crazy money, and especially in a nice area, it's really easy. Not that it's really easy, but there's a higher chance of success. Anyway, I love doing well no matter what I do. When I was there, I immediately thought I could definitely do this job better than you. I can do all the paperwork better than you. I can speak to people in Spanish. I felt really disappointed. What did we learn from this? 1, greet people all the time wherever you go, wherever you are. If it's at work, if it's your social life, if you're walking into a restaurant, if you're walking to a place of service, you greet people. If they don't greet you, greet them anyway to catch their attention, to show you want to communicate. 2nd, communicate openly and honestly. Tell them exactly what you want if you have the chance. 2nd is obviously dress properly, present yourself well, groom. 3rd or 4th, the caffeine has kicked in. 4th is make sure everyone is served properly. So if they ask something, you ask what they need. Same if you go to a restaurant, they'll ask, would you like some water, sparkling or still? Somebody even might say, may I have it in this type of glass? Accommodate, make people feel comfortable, ask them the right questions. If you work in a car dealership, also direct people where you need to go. Right this way and point with your whole hand, explain, have them say, you'll be seated right here. This person will guide you. That person will guide you has to take over the communication of leading you directly. So they'll say, we will sit right here in this office or this area. Please have a seat. Invite them to have a seat. Don't just point or don't just walk in. Obviously, people are gonna sit down, but the rule is you let the guests or the customers sit first, but you have to invite them to sit. If you are a guest, you do not sit unless you ask if you can sit first. So that's really formal. This is better manners. That also shows if the host is accommodating you properly. The final thing, don't correct people in real time. I know I pointed out a lot of flaws in this situation, a lot of gaffes and what not to do. I encourage you to simply be kind, say thank you, and treat it like any other exchange that you would, with kindness, with grace. Go with the flow, be flexible with whatever it is that they're offering, especially if it's a professional place, a place where they're serving you. Don't try to poke fun at someone, don't try to make fun of someone or put them down, or don't even be sarcastic about it. Let them be unprofessional, and if you're really having a hard time, ask for someone else. If someone else is not available, say this is not a good fit for me, then walk away. Make sure that if you work somewhere where you're greeting people and you have customers leaving, make sure they know where to go to exit, especially if it's a huge place. Guide them. Personally, for me, if I'm at a party and a person who's a stranger whom I don't know asked for water, I'm gonna walk them to the water and make sure that they get something to drink. I'm not just gonna say the kitchen is over there or the water is over there. I'm going to walk them. If I work in a place, I'll walk them to the door, make sure they have everything they need. If I'm not already dealing with another customer, I'll have someone else deal with it, or I'll guide them. I'll verbally say the door is here and you want to make a left, XYZ. So let me know in the comments below if you have any other tips that you'd like to add that I have not mentioned, or if I did something incorrect, because I actually was very polite during the entire thing and I'm ranting on the internet. Let me know in the comments below how you would have dealt with it differently, because I gained a lot from the situation of learning what not to do, and also personally in my life, what I would do to make people feel comfortable and to feel very welcome and invited, like they were meant to be here. You're giving them your hard-earned money, you should have good service, bare minimum. Good service is everywhere, and I know this because I went to a third world country recently where the service there was excellent. Everyone had a smile, everyone was so friendly, even though they had a hard life. But if they can do it and they're not complaining and they're happy, it makes me really proud of my people because of this. I was also talking about this with my sweetheart, that you can recognize people in my culture because they're always smiling, they're always happy, they're always friendly. If something is wrong, they will just help you solve it and say, hey, how about this option? They're not feeling attacked or bitter because of their lack of capability. I hope you have a fabulous day.